Hello, and welcome to the Year 9 presentation in terms of choosing options. Now, this may be a time where your child may be slightly apprehensive about making those options. They shouldn't be. These are exciting times as your child has the chance to choose the subject that they want to study over a period of time. Before we do that, I'd just like to talk about course grading and the different types of courses that are out there and how they've changed over the last few years. So, to begin with, there has been some reforms to the GCSEs and vocational courses. There is less emphasis on coursework at GCSE level now and more emphasis on linear exams, which means revising all the work that's been studied over 2 years and sitting exam at the end of the course in June. There's also the fact that the grades have changed over a number of periods of time. We're all used to the A stars to U when we think about GCSEs. These are now changed to a numerical form where it works from grade 9 down to grade U. Now, as we're all familiar, C was always the set boundary for a good pass. Now, a good pass is set by either a standard pass, which is a grade 4, or a strong pass, which is grade 5. There are other ways that students' performance are measured, and this is down to 3 things here. Attainment 8, which is the average grade a student gets over 8 subjects. Progress 8, this is the average a student gets across 8 subjects based on the measure between how their score was when they entered secondary school at Key Stage 3, following their Key Stage 2 results, and how they get on when they get the results at the end of Key Stage 4. There's the English Baccalaureate, which is ensuring that students cover a broad range of subjects. And the DFE really want our students to be able to have that broad range of subjects. Now, these are broken into 3 different areas. There is English and Maths, which are double weighted. There are the EBAC subjects, which include sciences, computer science, geography, history, and languages. And there are the open group bucket subjects, which are all the other subjects that your child may decide to choose. In the past, we had pathways for students, but this isn't the case anymore. We just want your child to consider their ability, what they potentially enjoy, and what their future aspirations may be when they make their decisions. But what they do want to do is make sure that they are challenging themselves and they have that breadth when they decide to have all their subjects. Now, students who are aspiring to move on to sixth form and higher education, not only would they have to think about having a broad and balanced range of subjects, but they must consider that they are mainly GCSE subjects. An English Baccalaureate is very important to this group of students, where they must ensure that they have sciences, be it combined or separate. They must ensure that they have a couple of humanities subjects, including geography or history, and then a foreign language, be it Spanish or French. Those students who are considering a more vocational and further education pathway in the future need to still consider have a broad and balanced range of qualifications, but these can be a greater mix of between GCSEs and vocational courses that we offer. It is still important that they cover the English Baccalaureates, so having a humanity and the combined sciences, and also if they so choose to, it's still really important if they'd like to have a foreign language. Some students may have a reduced timetable, but we'll work personally with those students who we feel that's important for them. Now, part of this options process is that it's now online. There are no paper copies to fill in, and also all the guidance will be online as well. One thing you can look at to help you with all this information is looking at the curriculum area. Go to the home page, then click on the curriculum button, then click on the Key Stage 4 options button. Your child will have also been given an options booklet, which includes all information about the subjects and how to make those applications online. So, the SIMS Options Online process, there's a crib sheet that will be in the back of the options booklet, and I'm going to run through it quickly here with you now. And also, your child would have done it in school as well as part of our Taste a Day session. Firstly, in their school email, there will be an invite email asking them to accept their invitation with all the information, including the personal code of theirs. They'll have the opportunity to click into this Sims Online via clicking on the Sims icon. And that's really important you remember that, on the Sims icon. Hopefully, their registration email will automatically populate and they'll just need to sign in. But if not, go back to their previous information and they can sign in that way. But it's their username and their school password. All that needs to happen for the security is they need to enter their date of birth. Once in, the options process begins. Now, as I said, to cover the EBAC, every student will need to decide on whether to choose geography or history. And they simply click on one on the title box, and you can see that highlighted in the blue, and that's what you click on. If your child decides that they'd like to do both geography and history, don't worry. They only have to click on one of these now, and they'll get an opportunity to click on the other subject later. And this is how you can see it here. Your child has to choose 3 other subjects, and they do that again by clicking on the actual title, and you can see that highlighted in blue. What you can also see in the top left-hand side of the box is it says how many subjects your child has opted for. 3 out of 3. But also, we ask your child to choose a reserve subject, one as a second option, in case, for whatever reason, they can't have the subject that they choose. Now, this could be down to not enough students choosing the subject, so it's not viable for us to run the course. It could be down to the fact that we have an issue because there's too many clashes and the options that they choose in the order that they choose can't quite work. But we have very few of these situations occur, in particular last year, so we're hoping this will happen again. Now, when they click on the reserve, they must click on the reserve tab button, and you can see that highlighted with a circle, not on the title, on the reserve button. What you'll see on the right of the page is the choices that your child has made, their priorities and the order priority that they've selected them as well. And as you can see on this highlighted, French was chosen before history, was chosen before engineering. Now your child can change these, and they do that simply. Click on the subject that they prefer to have, and then click on the subject they'd like to change it with, and these will change the order of priority. If there's anything else your child wants to tell me about when they make their subjects, please put it in the student comments box. Just a little bit of information. Your child does not have to do this, but if they want to give me a little bit more background about their options, they can do this. The most important thing is, please ensure that they click on the Save button, which is at the top left-hand side of the options page. If they do not click on the Save button, their options will not be kept. Now, if your child has reflected and they want to make some changes, there's no problem. That can be done either by going and clicking on the link again from the registration email that was sent to them, or typing into their browser sims-options.co.uk, and they will be able to get to this page and click on the Sims icon again, and they'll be able to get back in and make changes as they feel they need to. There's quite a lot of information. There's a lot to read about the subjects. So you may feel that you need some support, and that's fine. There's plenty that you can receive. Remember again, this is your child's options. It's what's best for them. Now, we all have our feelings about what's best for our children, but we must make sure that our children listen to themselves as well as their family and friends. It's important that you all reflect on their aptitude for a subject, their affinity and how much they enjoy certain subjects, their attitude towards subjects, and what their aspirations are for the future. This is their lives, and we must make sure we listen to what they want to do, as well as giving good advice. The other thing to consider is what's the national and local picture for education and employment, and where your child wants to go in the future. Additional information and additional support can be given through Mrs. Lynch, who's our careers advisor. Now, your child can make face-to-face appointments via email or through their tutor with Miss Lynch. But if you would like to talk to our careers advisor, please do by making a booking on the School Cloud booking system. And you can do this on either Monday the 17th of January or Wednesday the 19th of January. And you can see the times and how many appointments are available. If you'd like to speak to Miss Marshall, our Senko, if you'd like to talk to Miss Baines, Director Post 16, in terms of future plans and future pathways, or myself, please do contact us through the school. So what is the schedule for the options? Here is a timeline. What I ask you after this presentation is that you start to consider, reading through the booklet, what the 4 main choices your child wants and what is their reserve subject. You will receive invite for the Sims Online on Friday the 14th of January. Now, there is no panic on making these options straight away. It is not a first come, first serve process. I have to reassure you that, because it's really important you can take time with your child for them to make the right decisions about their subject. The deadline is Friday the 28th of January, and I ask that all options are made by that time. That is plenty of time to make meetings with our careers advisor if needed, to contact anyone from school, to make these options online, and to gain support if you're not too sure about the process. But please make sure you make the deadline. Even if it's down to Friday the 28th, I have to reassure you that there is no first come, first served process. However, I do have to advise you, after the Friday the 28th of January, I do then put the priority on the students who have made their choices by that priority date. I will then make sure that the final decision is given to you towards the end of Term 5 and Term 6 when all the options are made. And that will already have included me talking to students on a one-to-one basis. We would have had discussions about their options. And if any tweaks have to be made on what subjects are taken, you'll be in full acknowledgement of those. Finally, as I said, these are exciting times. Be aspirational. Your child should really think about what's really going to help in their future. Don't go for comfortable subjects they think is going to be easy. It's about subjects that's going to help them in their future to do what they really want to do. And I think this slide says it all. I hope you found this presentation informative. Again, please speak to anyone if you require it. But I wish you and your child well in the options, and I'll speak to any child who needs it very soon. Thank you.